machine is working
for
properly.
immigration, whether or not it's Beto O'Rourke, who's from the border, or it's Julian Castro, who obviously is the only Latino candidate in the race.
Right. And as they articulate that, we heard those students say they wanted the style and they want the substance. But is this going to be an opening night about style? I mean, are these candidates going to try to grab those tomorrow morning headlines?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's looking for that.
You guys let me know in chat if it's not working.
I've been
But
to every single presidential debate with those three individuals. You have to have a moment that tomorrow morning's headlines will say, did you see what so-and-so said? Particularly now, because the media dynamics have changed from 4, 8, 12 years ago.
They're so instantaneous.
Right.
Right.
You're receiving change from 2016. It's a little bit quicker than it was in 2016. And also now there are a lot of trolls and bots that we weren't aware that they were trolls and bots and disinformation. So now we have to be on the lookout for that. I think the Democratic campaigns are going to have to navigate a whole new terrain this year.
It's a whole new terrain that we are about to see them navigate as we speak. Guys, the debate is about to start. You can see those candidates there lining up in the podium. You can watch this on NBC News, on Telemundo, on MSNBC. We want to give a big thank you to Zerlina, Shermichael, Alex, and Jackie. They're going to stick with us. We're going to have a post-debate show because we will be right back after the debate with more from our college panel as well and analyses from these guys. But for now, we are going to hand it over to our team in Miami, and we hope that you enjoy watching this debate as much as we will. See you soon.
all right, let's get going. Wait. Oh, okay. It's just they don't. All right. Looks like we're waiting. All right, here we go.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lester Holt, and welcome to the first Democratic debate in the 2020 race for president.
Hi, I'm Savannah Guthrie, and tonight it's our first chance to see these candidates go head-to-head on stage together. We'll be joined in our questioning tonight by our colleagues Jose Diaz-Balart, Chuck Todd, and Rachel Maddow.
Voters are trying to nail down where the candidates stand on the issues, what sets them apart, and which of these presidential hopefuls has what it takes.
Well, now it's time to find out.
Tonight,
Now, I did say.
Senator Cory Booker, former Housing
Hold up.
Secretary Julian
Does this not
Castro,
have a?
City Mayor Bill de Blasio, former Maryland
This does not. Hold up.
Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi
Oh, actually, we'll go first.
Washington Governor Jay Inslee, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, former Texas Congressman
Beto. All right.
Ohio Congressman Tim Ryan, and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. From NBC News, Decision 2020.
Sorry.
Candidates debate. Live from the Adrian Arts Performing Arts Center in Miami, Florida. Tonight we're going to take on many of the most pressing issues of the moment, including immigration, the situation unfolding at our border, and the treatment of migrant children.
And we're going to talk about the tensions with Iran, climate change, and of course, we'll talk about the economy, those kitchen table issues so many Americans face every day.
And some quick rules of the road before we begin. 20 candidates qualified for this first debate. We'll hear from 10 tonight and 10 more tomorrow. The breakdown for each was selected.
And 4 of them didn't make it, by the way, because, in my opinion, the Democratic Party is having way too many candidates.
Because of this large field,
Just putting that out there.
every person will be able to comment on every topic, but over the course of the next 2 hours, we will hear from everyone. We'd also like to ask the audience to keep the reactions to a minimum. We are not going to be shy about making sure the candidates stick to time tonight.
All right, so with that business out of the way, we want to get to it. And we'll
I
start
will
this
not
evening
be
with
quiet.
Senator Elizabeth Warren. Senator, good evening to you. Thank you. You have many plans. Free college, free childcare, government health care, cancellation of student debt, new taxes, new regulations, the breakup of major corporations. But this comes at a time when 71% of Americans say the economy is doing well, including 60% of Democrats. What do you say to those who worry this kind of significant change could be risky to the economy?
So I think of it this way. Who is this economy really working for? It's doing great for a thinner and thinner slice at the top. It's doing great for giant drug companies. It's just not doing great for people who are trying to get a prescription filled. It's doing great for people who want to invest in private prisons. just not for the African Americans and Latinx whose families are torn apart, whose lives are destroyed, and whose communities are ruined. It's doing great for giant oil companies that want to drill everywhere, just not for the rest of us who are watching climate change bear down upon us. When you've got a government, when you've got an economy that does great for those with money and isn't doing great for everyone else, that is corruption, pure and simple. We need to call it out, we need to attack it head on, and we need to make structural change in our government, in our economy, and in our country.
Okay.
You called programs like free college something you might do if you were, quote, a magic genie. To be blunt,
Also, just saying, I will be doing a collab with ArroWGamez at 9:30. And he'll be giving his thoughts for about 40 minutes, and then I have 2 other people coming on at about 10 o'clock, so
we know that not
stay tuned for
everyone
that.
is sharing in this prosperity, and Donald Trump just sits in the White House and gloats about what's going on when you have so many people that are having trouble affording college and having trouble affording their premiums. So I do get concerned about paying for college for rich kids. I do. But I think my plan is a good one. And my plan would be to, first of all, make community college free and make sure that everyone else besides that top percentile gets help with their education. My own dad and my sister got their first degrees with community college. There's many paths to success, as well as certifications. Secondly, I'd use Pell Grants. I'd double them from $6,000 to $12,000 a year and expand it to the number of families that get covered, to families that make up to $100,000. And then the third thing I would do is make it easier for students to pay off their student loans.
How are you going to do
Because I can
that?
tell you this. If billionaires can pay off their yacht, students should be able to pay off their student loans.
That's time, thank you.
You didn't say how you're gonna make it easier?
Discussing and talking about
Question mark.
how much fundamental change to the economy is desirable, and
Also,
how much
saying
is
your plan
actually
is good
doable.
isn't exactly
In
super
that vein,
hopeful, but
some
okay.
Democrats want a marginal individual tax rate of 70% on the very highest earners, those making more than $10 million a year. Would you support that? And if not, what would your top individual rate be?
This economy has got to work for everyone. And right now we know that it isn't. And it's going to take all of us coming together to make sure that it does. Necesitamos incluir cada persona en el éxito de esta economía. Pero si queremos hacer eso, necesitamos incluir cada persona en nuestra democracia. Cada votante necesitamos la representación y cada voz necesitamos escuchar. Right now, we have a system that favors those who can pay for access and outcomes. That's how you explain an economy that is rigged to corporations and to the very wealthiest. A $2 trillion tax cut that favored corporations while they were sitting on record piles of cash, and the very wealthiest in this country at a time of historic wealth inequality. A new democracy that is revived because we return power to the people, no pacts, no gerrymandering, automatic and same-day voter registration to bring in more voters, and a new Voting Rights Act to get rid of the barriers that are in place now. That's how we each have a voice in our democracy and make this economy work for everybody.
That's time, sir. I'll give you 10 seconds to answer if you want to answer the direct
You're not
question.
giving me.
You're
not telling how all this stuff is gonna work. Oh my gosh.
A tax rate and a tax code that is fair to everyone. Tax capital at the same
voting
rate
thing.
tax ordinary income.
With new
Take
voting.
that corporate tax rate up to 28%.
You're not talking about your plan. You're just saying how it works.
That's time. Thank you. Senator Booker, there is a debate
time.
in
You're
this
gonna be
party
saying
right
that a
now
lot
about the role of
tonight.
corporations, as you know.
Just saying.
Senator Warren, in particular, put out a plan to break up tech companies like Facebook, Amazon, and Google. You said we should not, quote, be running around pointing at companies and breaking them up without any kind of process. Why do you disagree?
I don't think I disagree. I think we have a serious problem in our country with corporate consolidation. And you see the evidence of that in how dignity is being stripped from labor. And we have people that work full-time jobs and still can't make a living wage. We see that because consumer prices are being raised by pharmaceutical companies that often have monopolistic holds on drugs. And you see that by just the fact that this is actually an economy that's hurting small businesses and not allowing them to compete. One of the most aggressive bills in the Senate to deal with corporate consolidation is mine about corporate consolidation in the ag sector. So I feel very strongly about the need to check the corporate consolidation and let the free market work. And I'll tell you this, I live in a low-income black and brown community. I see every single day that this economy is not working for average Americans. The indicators that are being used from GDP to Wall Street's rankings is not helping people in my community. It is about time that we have an economy that works for everybody, not just the wealthiest in our nation.
But quickly, Senator Booker, you did say that you didn't think it was right
It's
to
something that I've noted.
name companies and single them out, as Senator Warren has. Briefly, why is that?
Well, again, I will single out companies like Halliburton or Amazon that pay nothing in taxes and are need to change that. And when it comes to antitrust law, what I will do is, number one, appoint judges that will enforce it. Number two, have a DOJ and a Federal Trade Commission that will go through the processes necessary to check this kind of corporate concentration. At the end of the day, we have too much of a problem with corporate power growing. We see that with everything from Citizens United and the way they're trying to influence Washington. It's about time that we have a president that fights for the people in this country who need to have someone that's a champion for them.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Warren,
It's time we have a president that fights for everybody in the country. It's also time for all of you people to give me actual concrete plans. All these people are saying they're gonna, like, help with the economy, but they haven't actually given any ways they're gonna do that.
It hurts our economy overall, and it helps constrict real innovation and growth in this economy. Now look, we've had the laws out there for a long time to be able to fight back. What's been missing is courage. Courage in Washington to take on the giants. That's part of the corruption in this system. It has been far too long that the monopolies have been making the campaign contributions, have been funding the super PACs, have been out there making sure that their influence is heard and felt in every single decision that gets made in Washington. Where I want to start this is I want to return government to the people, and that means calling out the names of the monopolists and saying I have the courage to go after them.
Thank you.
Secretary Castro, the next question is for you.
Also, for
Democrats have
anybody
been
else
talking about
watching,
the pay
Isaiah
gap
DeCristoforo in the
decades.
chat will be
What would
coming
you
on
do
at
to
10.
ensure that women are paid fairly in this country?
Thank you very much for that question, Lester. You know, I grew up with a mother who raised my brother Joaquin and me as a single parent. And I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to rent a home and to worry about whether you're going to be able to pay the rent at the first of the month. And to see a mom work very, very hard and know that moms across this country are getting paid less simply because they're women. I would do several things, starting with something we should have done a long time ago, which is to pass the Equal Rights Amendment, finally, in this country. And also pursue legislation so that women are paid equal pay for equal work in this country. It's past time that we did that. And, you know, we have to do this. If we want to be the most prosperous nation in the 21st century, we need to make sure that women are paid what they deserve.
All right, thank you. I want to put the same question to Congresswoman Gabbard. Your thoughts on equal pay?
Well, first of all, let's recognize the situation we're in, that the American people deserve a president who will put your interests ahead of the rich and powerful. That's not what we have right now. I enlisted in the Army National Guard after the Al-Qaeda terror attacks on 9/11, so I could go after those who had attacked us on that day. I still serve as a major. Served over 16 years, deployed twice to the Middle East, and in Congress served on the Foreign Affairs and Armed Services Committees for over 6 years. I know the importance of our national security, as well as the terribly high cost of war. Too long our leaders have failed us, taking us from one regime change war to the next, leading us into a new Cold War and arms race, costing us trillions of our hard-earned taxpayer dollars and countless lives. This insanity must end. As president, I will take your hard-earned taxpayer dollars and instead invest those dollars into serving your needs. Things like health care, a green economy, good-paying jobs, protecting our environment, and so much more.
Mayor de Blasio, good evening.
Okay.
You're the mayor
These
of
people,
the
I'm
biggest
just saying,
city
they
in the
better
United
get
States, but it's
into
also one of the cities
how
in
they're
the
going to do
country
this stuff, or
with
else
the
I'm going to
greatest
flip.
gap between the
Better do
wealthy
this later.
and the poor. How would you address income inequality? Well, we've been addressing income inequality in New York City by raising wages, by raising benefits, by putting money back in the hands of working people. $15 minimum wage, paid sick day, pre-K for all, things that are making a huge difference in working people's lives. But let me tell you, what we're hearing here already in the first round of questions is that battle for the heart and soul of our party. I want to make it clear. This is supposed to be the party of working people. Yes, we're supposed to be for a 70% tax rate on the wealthy. Yes, we're supposed to be for free college, free public college for our young people. We are supposed to break up big corporations when they're not serving our democracy. This Democratic Party has to be strong and bold and progressive. And in New York, we've proven that we can do something very different. We can put money back in the hands of working people. And let me tell you, every time you talk about investing in people and their communities, you hear folks say there's not enough money. What I say to them every single time is there's plenty of money in this world. There's plenty of money in this country. It's just in the wrong hands. We Democrats have to fix that. Congressman Delaney, do you agree?
And in New York, they did a lot of other things,
I think we need to do real things to help American workers and the American people. Right? This is the issue that all of us here on the campaign trail. We need to make sure everyone has a living wage. And I've called for a doubling of the earned income tax credit, raising the minimum wage, and creating paid family leave. That will create a situation where people actually have a living wage. That gets right to workers. Then we got to fix our public education system. It's not delivering the results our kids need. Nor is college and post-high school career and technical training programs doing that. You know, I'm very different than everyone else here on the stage. Prior to being in Congress, I was an entrepreneur. I started 2 businesses. I created thousands of jobs. I spent my whole career helping small to mid-sized businesses all over the country. 5,000 of them I supported. The Obama administration gave me an award for lending to disadvantaged communities. I know how to create jobs. We need a short-term strategy, which is to put money in the pockets of workers with the earned income tax credit, raising the minimum wage and creating paid family leave. And then we need to have a long-term strategy to make sure this country is competitive and we're creating jobs everywhere in this country.
Governor Inslee, how would you address income inequality?
Well, I'm a little bit surprised. I think plans are great, but I'm a governor. And we got to realize the people who brought us the weekend, unions, are going to bring us a long overdue raise in America. And I'm proud of standing up for unions. I've got a plan to reinvigorate collective bargaining so we can increase wages finally. I marched with the SEIU folks. It is not right that the CEO of McDonald's makes 2,100 times more than the people slinging hash at McDonald's. And the next thing I'll do is put people to work in the jobs of the present and the future. Look at Donald Trump is simply wrong. He says wind turbines cause cancer. We know they cause jobs. And we know that we can put millions of people to work in the clean energy jobs of the future. Carpenters, IBEW's members, machinists. We're doing it in my state today. And then we can do what America always does. Lead the world and invent the future and put people to work. That's what we're going to do.
Congressman Ryan, President Trump and you just referred to have promised that manufacturing jobs will all come back to places like your home state.
A lot of these candidates tonight are so low in the polls, they're basically competing for a spot on the vice mayor.
Yes, I believe you can, but first let's say the president came and said don't sell your house to
well,
people
there's
in
4
Youngstown,
people
Ohio,
that can't even debate,
and his
you know,
administration, just in the last 2 years, we lost 4,000 jobs at a General Motors facility. That rippled throughout our community. General Motors got a tax cut. General Motors got a bailout. And then they have the audacity to move a new car that they're going to produce to Mexico. I've had family members that have to unbolt a machine from the factory floor, put it in a box, and ship it to China. My area where I come from in Northeast Ohio, this issue we're talking about here, it's been going on 40 years. This is not a new phenomenon in the United States of America. The bottom 60% haven't seen a raise since 1980. Meanwhile, the top 1% control 90% of the wealth. We need an industrial policy saying we're going to dominate building electric vehicles. There's going to be 30 million made in the next 10 years. I want half of them made in the United States. I want to dominate the solar industry.
Thank you.
Manufacture those here in the United States.
Senator Warren, are they coming back? These jobs coming back?
So we've had an industrial policy in the United States for decades now, and it's basically been let giant corporations do whatever they want to do. Giant corporations have exactly one loyalty, and that is to profits. And if they can save a nickel by moving a job to Mexico or to Asia or to Canada, they're
Yeah,
going
that
to do it.
makes sense.
So here's what I propose for an industrial policy. Start with a place where there's a real need. There's going to be a worldwide need for green technology, ways to clean up the air, ways to clean up the water. And we can be the ones to provide that. We need to go tenfold in our research and development on green energy going forward. And then we need to say, any corporation can come and use that research. They can make all kinds of products from it, but they have to be manufactured right here in the United States of America. And then we have to double down and sell it around the world. There's a $23 trillion market coming for green products. We should be the leaders and the owners, and we should have that 1.2 million manufacturing jobs here.
All right, so you're gonna have those.
All right, we're going to turn to the issue of healthcare right now. I'm really trying to understand where there may or may not be daylight between you. Many people watching at home have health insurance coverage through their employer. Who here would abolish their private health insurance in favor of a government-run plan? Just a show of hands, start off with. All right, well, Senator Klobuchar, let me put the question to you. You're one of the Democrats who wants to keep private insurance in addition to a government health care plan. Why is an incremental approach, in your view, better than a sweeping overhaul?
Well, I think it's a bold approach. It's something that Barack Obama wanted to do when we were working on the Affordable Care Act, and that is a public option. I am just simply concerned about kicking half of America off of their health insurance in 4 years, which is exactly what this bill says. So let me go on beyond that. There's a much bigger issue in addition to that, and that is pharmaceuticals. The president literally went on TV on Fox and said that
In
people's
10 minutes,
heads
we'll be
would
bringing
spin
on Arrow.
when they see how much he would bring down pharmaceutical prices. Instead, 2,500 drugs have gone up in double digits since he came into office. Instead, he gave $100 billion in giveaways to the pharma companies. For the rest of us, for the rest of America, that's what we call at home, all foam and no beer. We got nothing out of it. And so my proposal is to do something about pharma, to take them on, to allow negotiation under Medicare, to bring in less expensive drugs from other countries. And pharma thinks they own Washington. Well, they don't own me.
Time is up. Thank you. Senator Warren, you signed on to Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All plan. It would put essentially everybody on Medicare and then eliminate private plans that offer similar coverage. Is that the plan or path that you would pursue as president?
So yes, I'm with Bernie on Medicare for All, and let me tell you why. I spent a big chunk of my life studying why families go broke. And one of the number one reasons is the cost of health care, medical bills. And that's not just for people who don't have insurance. It's for people who have insurance. Look at the business model of an insurance company. It's to bring in as many dollars as they can in premiums and to pay out as few dollars as possible for your health care. That leaves families with rising premiums, rising co-pays, and fighting with insurance companies to try to get the health care that their doctors say that they and their children need. Medicare for All solves that problem. And I understand.
How about this?
There are a lot of politicians who say, oh, it's just not possible, we just can't do it. It's have a lot of political reasons for this. What they're really telling you is they just won't fight for it. Well, healthcare is a basic human right, and I will fight for basic human rights.
Alright, yeah, Arrow's almost ready, so.
Congressman O'Rourke, when you ran for Senate, you also praised a bill that would replace private insurance. This year...
Alright, so here's why I don't understand. Like, why can't we just go with, like... I mean, not... Some of these people are advocating it, some people aren't, but we could get free healthcare, just like a country, for example, like Norway. Give a bare minimum for the doctors. The government pays the doctors. This would cause higher taxes, as I've heard there are in Norway, but at the same time there's free healthcare. It's a sacrifice, but it would be better, I think.
Universal healthcare as quickly and surely as possible.
Sorry, I had to mute him.
The ability to afford your prescriptions and go to a primary care provider. The ability to see a mental health care provider. In Texas, the single largest provider of mental health care services is the county jail system. today. And healthcare also has to mean that every woman can make her own decisions.
Are you going to give
about her own
statistics
body
about that?
and has access to the care that makes that possible.
Wait.
Our plan says that if you're uninsured, we enroll you in Medicare. If you're insufficiently insured, you can't afford your premiums, we enroll you in Medicare. But if you're a member of a union that negotiated for a health care plan that you like because it works for you and your family, you're able to keep it. We preserve choice by making sure that everybody has
time is up, Congressman, but I do want to ask a follow-up on this one. Just to be very clear, I'll give you 10 seconds. Would you replace private insurance?
No, I think the choice is fundamental to our ability to get everybody care.
Private insurance is not working for tens of millions of Americans. When you talk about the co-pays, the deductibles, the premiums, the out-of-pocket expenses, it's not working. How can you defend a system that's not working?
They can choose Medicare. For the culinary workers in the
you got to start by acknowledging the system is not working for people.
They're able to keep them.
Why are you defending private insurance?
Say they like their private health insurance, by the way.
Great, everybody talking over each other. Exactly what I wanted to see
that keeps what's working
in a
and
debate.
fixes what's broken. I mean, doesn't that make sense? I mean, we should give everyone in this country health care as a basic human right for free. Full stop. But we should also give them the option to buy private insurance. Why do we have to stand for taking away something from people? And also, it's bad policy. If you go to every hospital in this country and you ask them one question, which is, how would it have been for you last year if every one of your bills were paid at the Medicare rate? Every single hospital administrator said they would close. And the Medicare for All bill requires payments to stay at current Medicare rates. So to some extent, we're basically supporting a bill that will have every hospital closed. I mean, my dad was a union electrician, right? I actually grew up in a working class family. He loved the health care that the IBEW gave him. And I just always think about my dad and anything I would do from a policy perspective. He'd look at me and he'd say, good job, John, for getting health care for every American. Why are you taking my health care away?
I've let this play out a little bit because I'm fascinated to hear the daylight between you. Congressman Gabbard, why are you
Daylight between you.
I think we're talking about this in the wrong way. You're talking about one bill over another bill. Really what we're talking about is our objective, making sure that every single sick American in this country is able to get the health care that they need. I believe Medicare for All is the way to do that. I also think that employers will recognize how much money will be saved by supporting a Medicare for All program, a program that will reduce the administrative costs, reduce the bureaucratic costs, and make sure that everyone gets that quality health care that they need. I also think if you look at other countries in the world who have universal health care, every one of them has some form of a role of private insurance. I think that's what we've got to look at, taking the best of these ideas, but making sure unequivocally that no sick American goes without getting the care that they need, regardless of how much or little money they have in their pocket.
Congresswoman, let me turn to Senator Booker on this. Senator Booker, explain to me where you are. This is hugely important to people, so tell us where you are.
I absolutely will. First of all, we're talking about this as a healthcare issue, but in communities like mine, low-income communities, this is an education issue because kids who don't have health care are not going to succeed in school. It is an issue for jobs and employment because people who do not have good health care do not succeed at work. It's even a retirement issue because in my community, African Americans have a lower life expectancy because of poorer health care. And so where I stand is very clear. Healthcare is not just a human right, it should be an American right. And I believe the best way to get there is Medicare for All, but I have an urgency about this. When I am president of the United States, I'm not going to wait. We have to do the things immediately that are going to provide better care. And on this debate, I'm sorry. There are too many people profiteering off of the pain of people in America, from pharmaceutical companies to insurers. Literally, the overhead for insurers that they charge is 15%, while Medicare overhead is only at 2%. We can do this better, and every single day I will be fighting to give people more access at more affordable costs until we get to my goal, which is every American having health care.
I want to move back, if I can, to Congressman Gabbard.
And that is that the insurance companies last year alone sucked $23 billion in profits out of the healthcare system. $23 billion, and that doesn't count the money that was paid to executives, the money that was spent lobbying Washington. We have a giant industry that wants our healthcare system to stay the way it is, because it's not working for families, but it's sure as heck working for families. It's time for us to make families come first.
It should not be an option in the United States of America for any insurance company to deny women coverage for their exercise of their right of choice.
Oh,
And I
kill
am
me.
the only candidate here who has passed a law protecting a woman's right of reproductive health and health insurance. And I'm the only candidate who has passed a public option. And I respect everybody's goals and plans here. But we do have one candidate that's actually advanced the ball. And we got to have access for everyone. I've done it as a public option.
Alright, so, guys, I'm pro-life. If you didn't tell it by that comment, then you know it now. I'm going to be attacking these people over their stance on abortion. So if you're pro-choice, there you go. Don't leave, but just understand.
Or Medicaid, without any insurance companies involved, you could do it either way. And the estimates are 13
He's desperate.
million
Yeah,
people
he
see a
is.
reduction in their premiums.
Dude, when
12 more million people
yeah,
get covered.
it's
So I
obvious
think
that
it's
guy
the
that's
beginning and
saying
the way
that
you
stuff,
start
he's,
and the way
yeah.
you move to universal health care.
Secretary Castro, this one is for you. All of you on stage support a woman's right to an abortion. You all support some version of a government health care option. Would your plan cover abortion, Mr. Secretary?
Yes, it would. I don't believe only in reproductive freedom. I believe in reproductive
killing
justice.
people, but you know.
What that means is that just because a woman, or let's also not forget, someone in the trans community, a trans female, is poor, doesn't mean they shouldn't have the right to exercise that right to choose. So
Exercise the right to murder some babies.
More than that, everybody in this crowd and watching at home knows that in our country today, a person's right to choose is under assault in places like Missouri, in Alabama, in Georgia.
Oh my god.
To the federal bench that understand
I'm sorry.
the precedent of Roe v. Wade and respect it. And in addition to that,
Dude, you're
make
funny.
sure that we fight hard as we transition
Okay.
our healthcare system to one where everybody can get and exercise that right.
Senator Warren, would you put limits on any limits on abortion?
I would make certain that every woman has access to the full range of reproductive health care services.
Alright, it's
and
time
that
to talk
includes birth
to-
control, it includes abortion, it includes everything for a woman. And I want to add on that, it's not enough for us to expect the courts to protect us. 47 years ago, Roe versus Wade was decided, and we've all looked to the courts
Yeah.
all that time. As
Yeah,
state
Jess.
after state has undermined Roe, has put in exceptions.
I mean,
has
there's
come
only been
right
like
up to
one
the edge
Democrat
of
that's
taking
openly
away
come out
protection.
with
We now have an America where most people support Roe versus Wade. We need
there's
to
only
make
been one
that
Democrat that's pro-life, and that was a senator. I forget which state it is. I want to say it's Illinois. I'm probably wrong, but there was a senator, and he signed into legislation pro-life bill, the fetal heartbeat bill. But if any of these candidates, I'm telling you right now, if any of these candidates decide to be pro-life, they're gonna get freaking slammed and sabotaged by everybody else in the party. I'm telling you that right now.
Reasons why, well before I was running for president, I said I would not take contributions from pharma companies, not take contributions from corporate PACs or pharma executives, because they are part of this problem.
Right.
And this opioid addiction in our country, we in cities like
Sorry that I gotta mute this for a second, but I'm gonna bring on ArroWGamez and get his thoughts on everything real quick. Let me... Okay.
to make sure that you have provisions in place that allow you to go after traffickers and allow you to go after people who are violating the law. What I really think we need to step back and talk about is the economic imperative here.
But I turned it off.
That is,
Oh my.
that 70 of our Fortune 500 companies are headed up by people that came from other countries. 25% of our U.S. Nobel laureates were born in other countries. We have a situation right now where we need workers in our fields and in our factories. We need them to start small businesses. We need their ideas. And this president has literally gone backwards at a time where our economy needs immigrants. And so my proposal is to look at that 2013 bill to pass the Senate with Republican support.
It works now.
To upgrade that bill.
Sorry guys, I'm so sorry about that.
It brings the debt down by $158 billion. It gives a path to citizenship for people who can become citizens. And it would be so much better for our economy in America.
That's time. Thank you. Congressman Ryan, same question. Should it be a crime to illegally cross the border, or should it be a civil offense only?
Well, I agree with Secretary Castro. I think there are other provisions in the law that will allow you to prosecute people for coming over here if they're dealing in drugs and other things. That's already established in the law. So there's no need to repeat it. And I think it's abhorrent. We're talking about this father who got killed with his daughter. And the issues here, the way these kids are being treated, if you go to Guantanamo Bay, there are terrorists that are held that get better health care than those kids that have tried to cross the border in the United States. That needs to stop. And I think the president should immediately ask doctors
the living conditions are very bad there, I must say. And then there was a lady that went on and talked about it in front of the Supreme Court. Also let me know if any audio is messed up. But
literally laying in their own snot with 3-week-old diapers that haven't been changed.
Come on.
We've got to tell this president that is not a sign of.
But anyways, they went on, and this Trump official, she went on and she talked about, and she kind of tried to like dance around the issue, and it was kind of like they were asking her about like if toothbrush and soap and all these essentials is like, you know, part of safe and sanitary, and she was kind of trying to jump around the issue and say that it's those are not included in the category. So it's kind of weird. Alright. Hello? Okay, I'm gonna try. Tell me if anything messes up, but gonna try to get this to work.
He has made so many mistakes by criminalizing things, whether it's immigration, whether it's mental illness, whether it's addiction. We know that this is not the way to deal with problems. There is a humane way that affirms human rights and human dignity.
I'm gonna try and get a hold of.
Donald Trump isn't solving this problem. We've seen under his leadership a surge at our border. We solved this problem by making investments in the Northern Triangle to stop the reasons why people are being driven here in the first place. And we make sure we use our resources to provide health care, to affirm the values and human dignity of the people.
This should get going a bit more smoothly soon.
We cannot sacrifice our values, our ideals as a nation for border security. We can have both by doing this the right way.
All right, Senator, thank you. Let me go to Governor.
Okay, that's true.
On this, what would you do on day one? Same question I just asked Cory Booker. I have yet to hear an answer from anyone on this stage. What will you do with the families that will be here?
There is no reason for the detention and separation of these children. They should be released pending their hearings, and they should have a hearing, and the law should be followed. That's what should happen. And we should do what we're doing in Washington State. I'm proud that we've passed a law that prevents local law enforcement from being turned into mini ICE agents. I'm proud to have been the first governor to stand up against Donald Trump's heinous Muslim ban. I'm proud to be a person who's not only talked about Dreamers, but being one of the first to make sure that they get a college education so that they can realize their dreams. These are some of the most inspirational people in our state.
But most of all, I'm proud to be an American.
Donald Trump the other day tried to threaten me. He thought it was a threat to tell me that he would send refugees in Washington State if we passed the law that I passed. And I told him that's not a threat at all. We welcome refugees into our state. We recognize diversity as a strength. This is how we built America. That tradition is going to continue if I'm president.
So then, Samantha, we're going to switch to another topic now. We've got a lot to
That
cover.
is true. Yeah, Jesse, I think. Hold up. Yeah, Jesse, I think releasing children, like, they need. I think we need to put more resources into just making more sanitary conditions and more places where we can hold children and parents and families, or just unfortunately say that we cannot. Wait, what?
That's it. Well, Senator Booker,
Hold up.
May I address that? First and foremost, it was a mistake to pull out of that deal. And one of the reasons why we're seeing this hostility
Never
now,
mind.
Donald Trump is marching us to a far more dangerous situation.
So, anyways, I think we should put more resources into that, or sadly say we can't take any more people and just keep them there until we process the people that we have, because we can't put too much into this. Yeah, because yeah, we would have to release them.
Make sure that if I have an opportunity to leverage a better deal, I'm going to do it.
All right, Senator Klobuchar, I'd like you to answer the question.
Ooh, don't want to solve the immigration problem. They want to use it as a club to clobber their opponents over the head with agree to disagree. Ah, I think they want to solve the immigration issue, but they don't know how to.
Work to get longer sunset periods, and that's something we could negotiate to get back in the deal. But the point is, Donald Trump told us when he got out of it that he was going to give us a better deal. Those were his words. And now we are a month away from the Iranians who claim now that they're going to blow the caps on enriching uranium. And the Iranians have told us this. And so that's where we are right now. He has made us less safe than we were when he became president. So what I would do is negotiate us back into that agreement, is stand with our allies and not give unlimited leverage to China and Russia, which is what he has done. And then, finally, I would make sure...
Okay, he hasn't given unlimited leverage to China and Russia. That's false. He might have given them more in certain areas than they should have had, but still. Oh, alright, let me mute this for a second. We're bringing Arrow on. Hello? You might want to mute that. I don't know. Hello?
This is not Arrow, this is in fact Isaiah.
Yeah, so this is, for anybody else in the chat, this is Isaiah de Cristoforo. So. Alright, let me... Make sure you... Hey, Isaiah. Make sure you have my stream muted.
I do.
Okay, I can still... I can hear myself, I don't know why.
Okay, how's that?
I can still hear myself. Alright, let me... Whatever, alright. So...
Is Donald Trump and his cabinet, Mike Pompeo, John Bolton, and others, are creating a situation that Justice Spark would light off the war with Iran, which is incredibly dangerous.
Let me stick headphones in.
Obviously, if there was an attack against the American troops, then there would have to be a response.
Alright. Okay, cool. So, yeah, alright, can you mute yours? Oh, wait. I'm still getting an echo. Wait, do you have headphones, Isaiah? Okay. Could you put them in because that'll stop echo? Wait. Yo, Jesse, keep me updated, please. Jesse. Alright, yeah, that's so much better. Jesse, can you... Yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna... The debate? Oh, yeah. As long as... Yeah, I'll tell you if it cuts over. Yeah, as long as it doesn't cut over, then we should be good. Yeah, So, alright, so what are you thinking so far? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because this, I mean, if you look at the amount of people that got into the debates, there's 10 of them today, 10 of them tomorrow, and then 4 of them straight up didn't make it. Yeah, yeah, hold up. The audio's an issue right now. I'm gonna disconnect it. Yo, just tell me if you can hear.
Want to get paid faster? Send an invoice with QuickBooks. You invoiced me? I accept credit, debit, bank transfer.
This is the couple who wanted to get away, who used Expedia to book the vacation rental, which led to the discovery that sometimes a little downtime from a pure...
Alright, cool. Can you still hear me?
I can't hear you, yeah. I can hear you.
Alright, good. Can
What's
you
the problem?
can you hear the NBC stream?
On the commentary?
No, like
On your video?
yeah, through Discord. Can you hear the stream? Not the stream, the NBC debates. Can you hear it running?
Through Discord?
Yeah. Were you able to hear it?
No, I don't hear it through
Okay,
Discord.
good. Yeah, because I was worried if Arrow was gonna have that issue. So
Yeah. Oh, I see Jesse back sees it now.
Yeah, we're good. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because a lot of these people know, I don't know if this is kind of like they're gonna get to it later. Alright, cool. Good, Jesse. I don't know, sorry. But, yeah, a lot of these people, they're just, like, going on, and they're like, hey, we need no poverty. Yeah, no way. But we need something. We need a plan. We can't just have, like, hey, I want no poverty. I want free healthcare. Yeah, figure out a way to get it done, and we'll go along with it. Free healthcare, I think everybody wants free healthcare. It's just a matter of how do we do that.
Yeah. Oh, we have new moderators now.
Ooh, we have Rachel Maddow.
And Chuck Todd.
Ooh. Rachel Maddow is
What do you
the
think
one.
of these moderators, Roger? Because I think they're the more liberal ones, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
For me personally, we'll be ruthless.
And we've got a lot of ground to cover. We're going to be talking about guns and climate here up top. A whole
Guns
lot more
and
in this
climate.
hour.
Okay.
Obviously, because of the size of the field, not every person will be able to weigh in on everything. But over the course of this next hour, we will hear from everyone I promise everybody.
I can hear the NBC video through the Discord chat.
We are less than
You
50
can?
miles
Yeah.
from Parkland, Florida, where 17
Is it
people
faint?
were killed in a school shooting last year.
Yeah.
Alright, good. Is it like something that is like really messing with you, or is it like tolerable?
It's tolerable.
Okay, cool. I'm just trying to keep it good for stream.
Yeah.
Be a role for the federal government. Everybody's mics are on. I think we have a. I heard that too. That's okay. I think we have a little mic issue in the back. Control room, we've got.
Hey, I know what that feels like.
All right. So the question is simply this.
I had to deal with the so-called mic issue for like 20 minutes straight.
Obviously, we're not far from Parkland, Florida. Gun activism has become.
Yeah, this debate's taking place in Miami, by the way.
Many of you are calling for tighter gun restrictions. Some of you are calling for the restoration of the assault weapons ban.
Has anyone stood out to you so far?
So I think this one guy, the one guy that you said was desperate, that was talking about like some abortion stuff, and like saying how, yeah, he looks, they have tech issues too, yeah, I know. Yeah, he looks like he's just desperate, like you said, and just wants a VP spot. Some people that stand out to me is Tulsi Gabbard. I think she might go a little bit of places, but not too far. She's not stand out too much. I think the standouts are Cory Booker, because he just talks a ton.
Yeah.
And then maybe like Beto honestly wasn't as standout as I'm thinking. Honestly, for me, just Cory Booker, because all these other people, maybe Elizabeth Warren, but like the majority of these people are just, they're just talking about like what they want to see happen, but not how it's going to happen, and it's really annoying me and kind of like lowering the quality of all the candidates. I mean, maybe they'll talk about this later, but they're moving through pretty quickly. They have 2 hours. I understand they don't have much time, but like, I'm not gonna vote for somebody just based on that, you know? Honestly, none of these candidates are standout. I think tomorrow is gonna be a lot better, because it's gonna have some people that have already, you know, had a taste of running for presidency. It's gonna have Bernie, which I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he does, but he's a good debater. He wiped the floor with Hillary and somehow she won. But, you know, I think he's gonna be interesting to see. Joe Biden's gonna be interesting to see, especially, you know, because last election we had all these sexual assault allegations and stuff, and we gotta have somebody to take that stuff, so Joe Biden's gonna be cool, you know, touchy-feely. But, yeah.
Have they talked about the sexual allegations against Donald Trump?
With, no, they haven't. With, Carol? Or E something?
E. Jean Carroll,
Yeah,
yes.
she's a loser. Sorry about the people in if anybody in chat actually, like, goes along with her bullcrap, because I don't. I mean, just watch her CNN interview with the guy with the white hair. Sorry, I forget his name. What's his name?
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper, yeah, him. Watch that interview. Yeah. She is saying that it's not rape when she came out as it's rape. She said it wasn't rape because it wasn't as long as some other people that had been raped. That's not how rape works.
Yeah.
Okay?
I know.
Like,
Jesse and Luke in chat, what do you think about this? I mean, I think that there's not a lot of credible evidence. She has lost some credibility. Yeah,
she's smoking crack or something. Like, there's no way that's legitimate.
Yeah, she was so crazy on Anderson Cooper's show that they literally had to cut to it.
Yeah, dude, go watch that. Go watch that. If you don't believe me, she went on, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so stupid." He even like chuckled at the end, I'm pretty sure, and he was like, we need to cut this now to make her not look like a stupid person on national television," which she already did, by the way. But, like, she went on and did that. Also, I'm not using face cam because, I'm gonna, like, save a face cam reveal for later or something, because I want to have, like, a milestone to reach. But yeah, so, like, she goes on there. Oh, you can still use face cam, I don't care. They've already seen your face. It's just me, I'm not gonna use face cam. But, like, yeah, he was like, cut the feed. And, yeah, he did look like he wanted to run away from her. He was like that weird, awkward, like, oh no, this person's stupid, I shouldn't have her on my show. Oh my gosh.
I mean, she was literally saying, like, rape is sexy.
Rape is sexy, yeah, rape's not sexy, it's
and then
painful.
Anderson Cooper was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You could hear the producer in his ear.
Yeah.
You could obviously tell the producer was in his ear, like, Anderson, cut to a commercial break right now. Get us the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Before she says anything this ridiculous, yeah.
Alright, the stream's back, so we'll see. Got lag. Which is worse, CNN or MSNBC? So it depends on what you're talking about. I honestly don't think MSNBC is too bad, although they are overly biased, but the majority of liberal media are. Even Fox News, I mean, well, obviously Fox News, in my opinion, is rather biased, but CNN...
So, in this period of time that I've been running for president, I've had more than 100 town halls. I've taken more than 2,000
Luke, over the two, I would say the only thing is over two issues. So MSNBC overall, I think CNN's worse, but MSNBC is like super biased. Like some of the other left media on the left, like try and show both sides at least try for abortion. MSNBC, I don't really think does. CNN, they literally just want to pin down Trump for anything. Like, I don't like Trump, but CNN makes themselves look stupid because they go on and they attack him over everything that's pointless. So, also, I don't know if we're bringing Arrow on. Hopefully, I don't know what he's doing. Just saying, sorry guys.
And find out what really works. Where it is that we can make the differences at the margins that will keep our children safe. We need to treat this like the virus that's...
So she's dodging the question about whether the federal government should take everyone's guns.
We need to...
What I think we need to do is we need to treat it like a serious research problem, which we have not done. You know, guns in the hands of a collector who's had them for...
Come on. Keep on getting it to lag.
Decades, who's never fired, who takes safety seriously. That's very different from guns that are sold and turned over quickly. We can't treat this as an across-the-board problem. We have to treat it like a public health emergency. That means bring data to bear, and it means making real change in this country, whether it's politically popular or not.
Senator Booker, you have...
Yeah, so a lot of all these candidates have just been saying... A lot of them have been saying, we need all priorities on this. The last guy was like, we need all priorities on research for, was it climate change? I think it might have been. Wait, no, green energy. Using green energy, which, okay, you know, cool. But then you're also saying that we need full resources on research for gun control. So you can't have both. Gotta choose. Although I think they're two separate people. Sorry, there's like 24 people. If I don't remember, it's because the majority of these people aren't memorable.
They're tired of living in a country where their kids go to school to learn about reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Oh my gosh, Jess, yes.
This is something that I'm tired of, and I'm tired of hearing people.
It's because it sucks.
Thoughts and prayers. In my faith, people say faith without works is dead. So we will find a way. But the reason we have a problem right now is we've let the corporate gun lobby frame this debate. It is time that we have bold actions and a bold agenda.
Yeah, I hope you guys come back and watch tomorrow. I'm gonna do the same thing on a stream for tomorrow. Because tomorrow they're gonna have people that actually have had a taste of running for presidency and stuff, and it might be more interesting. But this is just really... This is kind of sad, I must say.
News cycle anymore, no matter the death toll. As parents are so afraid as their kids go off to school that their kids will be caught up in something like this. Next to nothing has changed in federal law that may affect the prevalence of school shootings. Is this a problem that is going to continue to get worse over our lifetimes, or is there something that you would do as president that you really think would turn it around?
Lol.
Rachel, I'm the dad of a 10-year-old girl.
I'll give him a chance to talk, and then I'm gonna slam it.
And the worst thing is knowing that your child might be worried about what could happen at school, a place that's supposed to be safe. The answer to your question is no. We don't have to accept that. And I believe that on January 20th, 2021, at 12:01 p.m., we're going to have a Democratic president, a Democratic House, and a Democratic Senate.
The hell? Kill me, please. How does that mean anything?
From moms to men who have risen up across the United States and inspired so many.
He's dodging the question so hard.
Legislative action, but
Isaiah, tell me he's not dodging that question. Dude.
Welcome to politics, Roger.
Oh my gosh. Alright, look, I'm gonna mute this for a second. Here, simplest solution. I am in support of gun control, right? Make it a little bit stricter. But, if you want to stop the school shootings, it's not better gun control. You will stop a couple people, okay? You'll stop a few people, but overall, you're not going to stop that much. Arm teachers that are willing to be armed. Do not force teachers to be armed, but arm the teachers that volunteer to be armed and take the training. Make them take more training than that it typically takes to get a firearm, due to also the fact that they're in a classroom. They'll need training for that situation. But arm the teachers. That away. And also, don't let the kids know who's armed. If they find out, that's unfortunate. But don't let the kids know who's armed, because then they don't know who to target. When they come in, they're going to get their brains blown out by a teacher. That stops school shootings. What does not stop school shootings is a tighter market. Because there's this thing called the black market that people get guns off of. So. And the NBC stream has lagged out again.
We need social and emotional.
Right there. But yeah, literally, it's that simple. Just arm the teachers, make them take extra training for that situation.
In every school, 90% of the shooters who do school shootings.
Isaiah, you're still there, right?
And 73% of them feel
I'm still here, yeah.
Alright, cool. Wanted to make sure you didn't lag out or something.
We need to make sure that these kids feel
like me. Yeah, because
where did Alexander go?
My NBC stream is lagging a ton. I don't know, he hasn't responded to any DMs. Sorry guys, but I don't know if we'll be bringing Arrow on, or Alexander. I don't know. I think I'm gonna reload this page for the NBC stream because I can't... Yeah, I'm gonna reload it. Yeah, it is sad. I hope tomorrow's better, because this is, it's all ideals. This isn't anything. Like, they ask Julian, I don't know, I don't really care. They ask Castro, hey, what are you gonna do about gun control? Alright, so kids feel unsafe, cool. So I hope that on January 2021, we have a Democratic Senate. Yep. And I hope I have $1 million. Yeah, here we are. So, you know. Okay. Please work. Alright, sorry about these technical difficulties, but my internet isn't the best. And honestly, I think it's NBC. I think they're lagging out due to all this stupidity. There. I might just watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull this up on YouTube. Because this isn't working. Sorry, guys. for anybody that really liked that NBC logo. But it's gotta go. Alright, let me pull up Democrat debate. That should pull it up. There we go. 369,000 people watching. 374,000. Almost 375,000 people watching the stream and getting...
If you manage a team, you have to try Monday.com. Monday.com is a platform to
dislike.
track everything.
Hopefully tomorrow will be a like.
We use it
we'll
for
see.
all our...
Yeah, I'm trying.
This is about getting us back to having 50 votes in the Senate. And
sorry about all this jumping around.
Not only balance the Supreme Court, but
so for people watching the stream, sorry about all this jumping around and bouncing around. For people to watch this stream after it's been aired, but honestly, you're not missing much.
Congressman Delaney, you'll have some time in a moment on this issue. Congressman Delaney, I'll give you some time in a moment. Mayor de Blasio, as an executive in the largest city in this country, you are used to saying what you want to have happen and having it happen. If you nominate a Supreme Court nominee as President of the United States and Mitch McConnell is still Senate Majority Leader, what makes you believe that he would allow you to make a nominee?
Rachel, I am chief executive of the nation's largest city, and I also want to just say something quick on the gun issue and come to your question. Look, I run the largest police force in America, too, and if we're going to stop these shootings, we're going to get these guns off the street, we have to have a very different relationship between our police and our community. I also want to say there's something that sets me apart from all my colleagues running in this race, and that is for the last 21 years I've been raising a black son in America. And I have had to have very, very serious talks with my son Dante about how to protect himself on the streets of our city and all over this country, including how to deal with the fact that he has to take special caution because there have been too many tragedies between our young men.
Alright guys, Arrow's on. Sorry, what? What, Alexander?
You can follow me on my Instagram.
Oh yeah. I vape liberals. Yeah, so follow me at I vape liberals and
good Instagram.
Yeah, and then follow me at I think at FishRickYT, all lowercase if you want to. But yeah,
is Icy here?
IC1001 is present.
Alright.
Arrow.
So I've been watching it on the YouTube link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to switch to that because it's a fuller screen.
I did. Also, the last one was lagging out. But what are your thoughts?
Alright, well, right now, let's see, I just kind of got into this, and Mayor Bill de Blasio was talking about his black son.
Yeah, I know.
What sets him apart.
I know, that's so funny.
And if that's all that sets you apart.
Dude, no, I thought he was like, my attitude is what sets me apart, you know, my attitude, from the police, you know, because, like, a lot of or not all of them, but, you know, we have seen, like, Obama in the past has said some anti-police things after a black man was, unfortunately and sadly, killed by an officer in basically cold blood. But then he went on and started talking about how police were, like, bad people and stuff. And I thought he was saying, you know, this is what sets me apart. I support the police 100% no matter what. But no, it's because he has a black son, which is, reverse racism, you know, which is stupid. So, you know, yep, you're a white guy with a black kid. Good for you. Don't care. I care about what you're gonna get done.
Scroll over your YouTube video and hit the rectangle, and that'll put it in theater mode, so it's a bigger screen.
Hit the rectangle? Oh, theater mode. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna unmute it now.
January 2021. We have to push from the outside, have leadership
Also,
from the inside, and make this Congress reflect the will of the people.
I'm gonna get a couple of you in here. I'm gonna get you a couple.
Yeah, let's go! Brainless clapping! Yeah, also people in Discord, Alexander and Isaiah, sorry, but, I have this overlapping because if I put headphones in, then it screws up the stream.
That's why I believe we need to operate in a bipartisan manner. Listen, I'll sign into law
pills that come
Who's
to the
this
White
guy?
House that are passed on
John
a
Delaney.
party line basis. Absolutely.
Yeah, who is that?
Transformative things we've ever done in this country's history have happened when huge majorities of the American people get behind them, which is why we need real solutions, not impossible promises.
So-
we need to put forth ideas that work, whether it's on health care, creating universal health care so that every American gets health care,
Ooh,
but
strapped
not
into
running on
144
making
people.
private insurance illegal. The gun issue is related. The gun
Also,
safety
take a look
issue
at
is
the
related.
like to dislike ratio.
Yeah, I know, that's hilarious. That's because that actually reflects this debate. Honestly, it doesn't, though. It's probably better than what I would give this debate, if I had to rate it. I hope tomorrow's better, and I hope you two, are gonna comment on that and do this as well, the same thing. Tomorrow? Yeah, because that'll be fun, and it'll be much better than what it is today. But yeah, also, if you're talking about bipartisanship, dude, I like how everybody, and I don't see it out of Trump as much, but I see it a lot out of Democrats, where they're like, we need to be bipartisan on this issue. And then they turn around and slam Trump for, like, doing something stupid. Or honestly, if you want to talk about, Delaney just doesn't fit, he tries to act like a moderate, but he pulls at 1%. Look, Luke, all of these people pull at 1%, let's face it.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
are all
but-
90% of these people you're not gonna see again. Like,
Dude,
Elizabeth Warren is the only candidate on this debate stage in the
Yeah.
top, like, 7 candidates.
she's the
Yeah.
only one that really has a chance. Cory Booker's up there.
Cory Booker, I think, will get up here just because he's
Is Beto
talking.
here too? Yeah, Beto is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Beto's
I don't know
here.
if you saw this, Arrow,
Beto
but,
sucks, though.
Beto, he, like,
He
every
hasn't done
time
anything.
he gets, like, to talk, he starts by saying everything in Spanish first.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's kind of strange.
Well, no, he doesn't talk in Spanish first. He talks in Spanish
what is
second.
this guy's smile? That's kind of scary.
Oh my gosh, dude, we have a second Joe Biden. Oh my gosh, guys.
For you.
Second Joe Biden. That guy's all right.
We're here in Miami, which is already.
Guys, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm actually in on it. After the lights go out, Rachel Maddow's gonna admit to her being sexually assaulted by that guy. So, just saying.
Save Miami.
I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
first by taking away the filibuster from Mitch McConnell to start with. We have to do that. Look at it.
So
First
funny.
generation to feel the sting of climate change. And
I mean,
we
I
are
don't
the
like Mitch
last
either,
to
but
do something about it. Our towns are
doesn't
burning,
really
our fields are
do
flooding,
anything.
Miami is inundated.
Be-
And we
It's a
have
climate crisis, guys.
climate crisis. An emergency.
Peter is
It's a
such a
last
goof,
chance.
he's going
This is our
nowhere.
last chance
Yeah,
for the
he is.
administration
He
next
hasn't
one
done
to do
anything. I thought
something
Beto would be
about it.
standout. He's not.
We need to do what I've done in my state. We've passed a 100% clean electrical grid bill.
Okay.
We now have a vision statement.
Okay.
Our plan has been called the gold standard of putting people to work.
Okay.
But the most important thing on this, and the biggest decision for the American public is, who is going to make this the first priority? And I am the candidate.
So this guy's from
the
Florida?
only one who's saying this has
Yeah, I
to
think so.
be the top priority of the
I mean,
United States.
okay, I'll give him some credit. because
He
when
actually
we
gave a
recently
plan.
Took a trip down to Florida. The air is pretty clean down there.
Lead the
Yeah.
world and invent the future.
And
I've been there.
You can visibly tell
It's
the difference
clean.
between colors.
Yeah. That's
where
true.
we live and colors
He
down in
is.
Florida.
I will give him
A
that,
lot
and
more
also.
vivid. Now that could be a side effect of close to the equator, a lot of sunlight, whatever. But I felt when I was down there that the air was cleaner.
That's probably
Whatever that
true.
was.
I think that guy's speaking the truth. But I also like that he actually gave a plan there. You notice he didn't just talk about ideals. He actually talked about a plan for
I think
once.
you've got to bring everybody in to the decisions and solutions.
He's from
to the
Washington.
challenges that we
One
Okay.
overarching theme
He's
about
from
this
Washington.
debate, though, I will say, is that if you notice, I don't think any one of these candidates have mentioned a single one of the candidates that will be debating Thursday night. And I think it's because they don't want to look like they're taking cheap shots at their opponents who are not there on the stage to, debate with them.
Yeah.
But another reason could be they know if they take a shot at them,
Ocean
they might
air
get shot
blood.
at
Okay.
tomorrow, and they won't be able to rebuttal.
Hey, Jessie has a good point. She said yeah, I think it's she. Tell me if that's wrong. Sorry. Ocean air blowing through.
In this economy over the next 10 years. We're going to
Alexander.
free ourselves from a dependence on fossil fuels.
Jessie said ocean air blowing through.
Renewable and sustainable agriculture to make sure that we
Makes
capture more
sense to me.
carbon out of
Like
the
I
air
said,
and keep more of it
I'm
in
not
the
100% saying that it's
Yeah,
because
and
of
he's from
what that guy
Washington.
did, but
And Luke said he's from Washington. So.
We're going to be able to keep this planet from warming.
I thought he said Miami.
Celsius and ensure that we match what this country can do.
Oh, that's because they're debating in Miami right now.
Secretary Castro, who pays for the mitigation to climate, whether it's building seawalls, for people that are perhaps living in places that they shouldn't be living? Is this a federal government issue that needs to do that? Do they have to move these people? What do you do about that where maybe they're building a house someplace that isn't safe? Who pays to build that house? And how much should the government be bailing them out?
Well, I don't think that represents the vast majority of the issue. In fact, my first visit after I announced my
So he's just
candidacy was
blatantly avoiding the question.
Yeah, I know. These people, dude, I feel like they go in. Alright, hold up. No, I feel like they go in, and it's like, I'm fine if they speak Spanish. If they want to burn up their time, do it. But, at the end of the day, those NBC hosts are going to let them talk all day until they're actually done. Because they have you noticed, like, at the end of the every single time they stop talking, they're like, okay, that's time. Guys, that's time. We are actually timing you. No, you weren't. Don't lie. Yeah. So I feel like these people go in and they're with their campaigning teams and then they're like, all right, so could you give me some sample questions? And then they're like, no, we'll give you some sample dodge questions. Like, they are trained on dodging them. They don't actually answer the question. Like, when you're asked the question about gun control in schools, and that's 144p, all right. When you're asked a question about gun control in schools and if your kids feel safer and stuff, you're not supposed to respond with, I hope that we have a democratic legislation by 2021. I think the majority of Republicans hope there's a Republican Senate in Congress, and I think that the majority of Democrats hope that there's a Democratic Congress and legislation and everything like this.
Of raising revenue, and I think we've got to build our way out of this and grow our way out of this. But let me just talk real quick to the previous question about real politics. We could talk about climate. We could talk about
real
guns,
politics is
all
not
these
avoiding
issues that
questions.
we all care about. We have a perception problem with the Democratic Party. We are not connecting to the working class people in the very states that I represent in Ohio, in the industrial Midwest. We've lost all connection. That we have got to change the center of gravity of the Democratic Party from being coastal and elitist and Ivy League, which is the perception, to somebody from the forgotten communities that have been left behind for the last 30 years, to get those workers back on our side so we can say we're going to build electric vehicles, we're going to build solar panels. But if you want to beat Mitch McConnell, this better be a working class party if you want to go.
I hate to say it, but the only reason you're up here talking about this is because you're an elitist. It's not because you...
Yeah, he kind of looks like a deer
I mean,
in the headlights right
you
now.
might have...
Tim Ryan's whole pitch is like, I'm gonna appeal to the blue-collar guys in Ohio. All he's going
I'll give this to him.
At either the presidency or the vice presidency spot,
Yeah, I'll give this to him, and I'll give this to every candidate that's ever walked the earth. You might have, or every candidate in America, you might have built yourself up from a bad situation, okay? Yeah, so, for example, actually, not everybody was elitist. For example, Abraham Lincoln built himself up from pretty much nothing. He wasn't really an elitist. He kind of just, was a smart guy and got an office. So not everybody is. But Tim Ryan is not... He's got some money, okay? Let me just say that. He's got some money.
Florida, they actually care about this issue. This has got to be our way.
I mean, I have a good feeling all these people have some money, but they're definitely, none of these guys are middle class as much as they play it up.
The salary for a freshman Congress man or a congresswoman is about over $100,000. So
after the Trump administration,
I mean, that's not necessarily elitist, but it's not exactly middle class either.
Why should voters in that community or voters that care about this issue in general trust you now?
Let me say that there is no one in our government at any level who has the right to tell any American who they should be allowed to love or who they should be allowed to marry.
Oh, we're on Garrett's, okay.
Good job. That is the most stereotypical response ever.
LGBTQ equality.
That's true.
Served
Yeah.
on the Equality Caucus and recently voted for passage.
A lot of these people, I mean, all these people are hitting on like the major, you know, major points, but none of them really give context or any content behind it, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're saying, you know, love is love, all that stuff, but they never say how they're gonna help people.
I mean, I agree with gay and trans rights and all that stuff. LGBTQ, whatever. I agree with the majority of that stuff. Pretty die hard,
Yeah.
but still,
That there are still people who are facing
love is love. You
discrimination in
can't
the
have more.
workplace. Still people who are
Hold
unable
up.
to find a home.
Yeah, Kyle Smith on Twitter says the questions are really bad, they're far too broad, the moderators are the reason this debate blows. And I think I agree with him.
Yeah.
They're just asking these broad questions, and then the Democratic candidates are giving these broad answers.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
in
no,
the
there's
debate, they were
nothing.
discussing abortion. All we heard was the women's right to choose. That's like the talking point.
Yeah, and
then
everybody's
when
gonna
it gets to
say
gay
that.
marriage, it's like, yeah, love is love.
Love is love. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no.
All this debate really is the talking point debate. I mean, we're never getting into how. It's all about the, you know, like, oh, here's an idea. I mean, Elizabeth Warren's campaign slogan is, she's got an idea for that. She's got an idea for that. But,
Yeah.
you know, she doesn't have a plan.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like
She doesn't have an
Jesse
outline.
said it. It is sad. They all sound so silly and idealistic, no reality on the stage. It is all ideas. Like, look at all these people. They're all, none of the, I can almost guarantee it, all these people on the stage right now will not make it to, the finals with Donald Trump. They will not make it. Because they're all garbage.
My life and my career and my work in the Senate has been about economic
I mean, Trump has a good word for that. He would call all these people lightweights.
better child care.
They don't have a. Though some of them may have experience, like the mayor of New York. None of these people really have a chance. I mean, the really heavy hitters right now, I think, are
Joe
Elizabeth
Biden.
Warren, Joe Biden,
Even
Bernie
though he's
Sanders.
touchy-feely. Bernie is gonna make it. Bernie's so good at debating. He wiped the floor with Clinton last year. I don't know why she won. But I think he's gonna be the one going up against Trump. I don't see any of these people because they're all garbage.
Yeah, I would like to see Bernie and Trump going at it. No, I think
Bernie and Trump
a lot
would
of
be
Democrats at this point have even realized that Bernie's like a bit out there. Like when he's talking about letting prisoners vote and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think even Democrats are a bit hesitant about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of the people I know though, and in my family, I must say, do disenfamily, like, just people that I'm related to, like, they think that we should have criminals voting to an extent. Not necessarily mass murderers on death row, but maybe, like, somebody that's a thief or something, which I don't agree with at all, but, you know.
I mean, the whole point of prison is it's taking away your rights.
Yeah.
It's taking away your freedom, it's taking away your rights. So, it's kind of like, it gets rid of, like, the stigma of not wanting to go to prison just a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
a lot of, okay, if you want to look at this statistically, a lot of African Americans are in prison, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
And a lot of African Americans are also Democrats.
The number is about 2/3.
Yeah, so
2/3 African Americans.
That being said, that's going to help the Democratic Party if prisoners are voting then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's totally true. And somebody was talking about in the debate, I forget what it was, if anybody remembers, and if anybody in the chat remembers, but it was somebody was talking about, it might have been Cory Booker. He was talking about, like, African American communities and stuff, and, like, how, the death rates are so high due to taxes or something like that. And I'm like, no, sorry if I sound racist, but the reason that the death rates are so high in, low-income black communities is because of the high homicide rates. That's the number one, I could be wrong, but it's like one of the top killers, in black communities is homicide. It's because of homicide, it's not because of your taxes. So
Yeah.
let me turn this on and see what
When the
people
United
say.
States presents
Alright, so we got Beto answering a user question
of achieving
off of Twitter
foreign policy aims.
Off of
about
Twitter.
homicide in other countries if the U.S. should react to that.
In Rwanda, the kind of genocide
Okay.
we want to stop going forward. But unfortunately, under this administration, President Trump has alienated our allies and our friends and our alliances. He's diminished our standing in the world, and he's made us weaker as a country, less able to confront challenges, whether it's Iran or North Korea or Vladimir Putin in Russia, who attacked and invaded our democracy in 2016, and who President Trump has offered another invitation to do the
Wait,
same.
hold up.
He's embraced
Did he just say
strongmen and
Vladimir
dictators
Putin
at the
attacked us in
expense of the great
2016, our democracy?
As president, I will make sure
No, he's
we
talking about
do
the
our
election
values and our foreign policy.
Dude,
Yeah.
he was
It was a
cleared.
cyber attack.
Alright, look.
And partnerships and friendships,
Oh, the
and
cyber
any
attack,
challenge
okay.
that we face together. That makes America stronger.
What about the War Powers Act?
Well, he didn't start in Spanish this time.
But if you look at who's
he's not
trending
starting.
on Twitter now, Beto is actually the #1 candidate on Twitter right now, thanks to his very first opening statement where he did it in Spanish and basically said, like, Trump's evil and he's a Nazi and he wants to kill immigrants and I'm Spanish.
Wait, did he
No, I've
say
always
that?
felt that Beto has kind of been one of the milder Democrats running.
Yeah, he
No.
is. I don't know. I think
But it
I
doesn't
think
sound
Beto.
like that's the case.
No,
Beto's-
not today.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, I don't
What
know.
about Elizabeth Warren? She's not up there at all.
Elizabeth
No.
Warren. That's because she's
So
done
right now,
nothing. She's talked about nothing.
Yeah.
Who
Right now, the polls have Joe Biden at 38%, Bernie Sanders at 19%,
Ooh.
Elizabeth Warren at 13%,
Yeah.
and then we have some of the other low-tier candidates, Pete Buttigieg at 7, Kamala Harris at 6, and then finally we get to Beto at 4%.
4%, dude.
Yeah. Cory Booker's only at 3%, Andrew Yang 2%.
Andrew Yang didn't even make the
1%,
debates.
Yeah.
Dude, Andrew Yang, last I checked, I could be wrong, and I probably am because his polls sound high enough. But there were 4
do you think
people that
is-
didn't make debates because they have 24 people debating. 24 people
Yeah.
running. And that's only as of now. They could add more people. I doubt it because they'd be kind of, stupid to come in at this point when debates have already started and everything. But they have people that aren't even able to get on a ballot to debate because they're running so many people. This isn't going to work. We need, good, strong candidates going in. Yes, because he opposed allowing all illegal immigrants to come in. Hold on a second. Yeah, so they're bringing in all these candidates, and if they want somebody to beat Trump, they should not bring in all these candidates and be like, oh, well, somebody will emerge. They need to get some really good candidates, like Joe Biden. Get him in there. Get Bernie in there. I don't even think Joe Biden's that strong, but apparently he is. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, maybe Kamala Harris and Warren, but that's it. Or at least coming out the gate. But honestly, now it just looks like Biden, Sanders, because Cory Booker sucks. He's terrible.
Well, I think after this debate, it's really going to narrow down.
Yeah, it will. It definitely will.
Give it a couple days. New polls are going to come out. They're going to see who's coming up on top. I do think this is going to give Beto some extra points, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
What? Go.
They haven't mentioned Trump too much.
Actually, they have. Have you been paying attention? I think, in my opinion, they've been mentioning him quite a bit because every time they
mention him casually.
Every time they get a question, yeah, they do mention it casually. Every time they get a question that's like, "Hey, we need to," this is a confusing question. They're like, Trump sucks, and I have a plan. That's basically what their answer is, and it's like, okay. But yeah, so it's, I don't know. But honestly, at this point, the Republican Party only has 2 people running, but that's because they have a president in office. So it'd be kind of stupid of them to have a bunch of people try and run against that president in office. Especially since they seem to be so behind him at this point in time. So right now, there's only one guy challenging Donald Trump, and he's obviously going to get smashed. in like the first debate and gonna get thrown out of the way because everybody, or at least it seems like the majority of people, or majority of Republicans, sorry, not majority of people, majority of Republicans seem to support Trump at this point in time, and there's
we have a good fight going on now.
No reason.
Yeah, I'm listening to this.
So many other people join the military.
Talk about terrorists and 9/11.
The Taliban was protecting those people who were plotting against us. All I'm saying is, if we want to go into elections and we want to say that we got to withdraw from the world, that's what President Trump is saying. We can't. I would love for us to.
Protecting Al Qaeda right now in Saudi Arabia.
I want to go down the line here, finish up foreign policy. It's a simple question. Who is the geopolitical
Tulsi
threat to
Gabbard.
the United States? Just give me a one-word answer, Congressman Delaney. Can you repeat the greatest geopolitical threat to the United States right now, Congressman Delaney?
Well, the biggest geopolitical challenge is China, but the biggest...
He said one word answer, by the way.
Nuclear weapons. Okay. Right, so those are, those are different...
China.
Yeah, but of course they can't.
Literally just put China.
Watch this. None of them are gonna get one word. Wait, what did he say? The biggest
He
threat is?
said Donald Trump. Oh my god. Yep, you're dead, buddy. There goes your chance at being VP. Oh, you look like such a stupid person.
Where's the greatest?
Right now is what's going
From
on
who?
in
North Korea?
If we don't get
No. Iran?
Okay.
No.
Iran, no.
These questions are terrible.
The essential threat is climate change. We have to confront it immediately. Senator Warner.
Okay. Oh wait, actually.
Come on.
Nuclear proliferation and climate
Wait.
change. Secretary Kester.
It's actually
China and climate change.
Congressman Ryan.
China,
geopolitical.
without a question, they're wiping us around the world economically.
And Mr.
All right.
True.
Sorry, but international relations, geopolitical, relating to politics, especially international relations as influenced by geographical factors. Yes, climate change, in my opinion, is worse than all the countries that we're going up against. But that's not what the question was. Sorry.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report outlines multiple instances of potential criminal behavior by President Trump.
O'Rourke is getting a lot of questions.
And privately resisted any move toward
I still haven't heard one from
If the House chooses
Warren
not
yet.
to impeach, as president, would you do anything to address the potential crimes that were outlined in Mr. Mueller's report?
Potential
Yes,
crimes.
and
Okay.
I'll tell you why. How, by the way? If the answer is yes.
How? Ooh, that's gonna be hard for him.
Powerful pieces of art in the United States Capitol is the Trumbull painting of General George Washington resigning his commission to the Continental Congress at the height of his power, submitting to the rule of law and the will of people. That has withstood the test of time for the last 243 years. If we set another precedent now, that a candidate who invited the participation of a foreign power, a president who sought to obstruct the investigation into the invasion of our democracy. If we allow him to get away with this with complete impunity, then we will have set a
Hillary
standard,
Clinton?
and that is that some people, because of the position of power and trust that they hold, are above the law.
Yeah.
And we cannot allow that to stand. So
I have a feeling they're going to say Trump, though, for some weird reason.
so we have the facts and the truth, and we follow them as far as they go and as high up as they reach, and we save this democracy. And if we've not been able to do that in this year or the year that follows, and under my administration, our Department of Justice will pursue these facts and ensure that there are consequences, there is accountability, and there is justice. It's the only way that we save this country. Thank you, Congressman O'Rourke.
Only way that we save this country. How about all the other pressing issues? Alright, I'm gonna mute this for a second. So, alright, going after Trump. He didn't collude with Russia. He was cleared on that. I thought he was colluding with Russia before he was cleared. He was cleared on that. Okay? 2. You cannot press charges on a sitting president. Charges that he kind of has against him. The charges that they're speaking of. You can't press those kinds of charges while he's in office. You can't do it next year. You can't, well...
So this guy's suggesting that Trump should be prosecuted as a criminal.
Yeah, you have to win the election and put him out of office if you want to prosecute him. If you do not do that, which Beto, you of all people are not going to win the election, just saying. You're not even going to be the nominee. You're going to have to put Trump out of office for you to be able to press charges like that. You can't just press charges. Okay. What? George Washington 33,000 emails? Vito is losing it. What is he talking about? How about we have some babies? Hold up, what?
Communities. You know, last year in our country, 80% of the money for startup businesses went to 50 counties in this country. There's over 3,000 counties in this country. That's what they care about. They care about what's going on in the public schools.
Yeah,
they
Russia
care
isn't
about what's
going,
going on with jobs in their communities, with their pay, with
He's
their
Delaney.
health care, with infrastructure. These are the issues. These kind of kitchen table, pocketbook issues are actually what most Americans care about. They never ask about the local. They never ask about it. They want to know how we're going to solve these problems.
Here's the thing. Senator,
we let the Republicans run our elections. And if we do not do something about Russian interference in the election, and we let Mitch McConnell stop all the backup paper ballots, then we're not going to get what we want to do.
Hold up.
But we blew through a break, which is good.
I don't know why they're under the impression that Republicans want the Russian government to hack our election.
Alright. Russians didn't hack our election! Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know what he's going on about. Also, Jesse said Beto isn't even his real name, it's Abolio.
This is one of those things that you have not been otherwise.
Hold up, I'm gonna mute this.
Beto O'Rourke?
What is Beto O'Rourke's real name?
Maybe it's just a nickname.
I was curious what you thought, Arrow,
are
about,
you sure?
People were talking about, like, Trump getting prosecuted and stuff. He's been accused of rape lately. Broderick and I were talking about this earlier in the live stream.
Hold up.
I wonder what you thought about this latest accuser.
I want to clear something real quick. Jesse?
Oh, yeah.
Explain in chat if you can, but I looked it up and it says Robert Francis O'Rourke is his real name. Not
Robert Francis?
Not Abolio, so I don't know. What kind of a name is Beto?
To get to your point, I see.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, the latest accuser. What was her name?
Yeah.
In New Hampshire, you can expect a lot of winnowing.
What?
She.
All right. It's like E.
My follow-up question was going to be: did you see that bit with her on CNN?
Oh, that was hilarious. Comedy gold. Yeah.
I did.
Rachel
and,
is
I mean, if it isn't obvious enough, it's pretty clear that this author is just trying to
You're cool, Jesse.
attention. Clearly.
Yeah.
She's making no sense.
She went on and she was like, I didn't get raped.
Out there.
I didn't get raped because it was only 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Look, do you agree, like, Anderson Cooper literally had to cut the commercial break. You could tell the producer was screaming at him in his ear, correct?
Dude, it was so funny.
Away from this crazy lady. Yeah.
Alright, you know what? While we have time, I'm gonna pull it up. Because this debate sucks anyways, and we need something funny to lighten the mood. So, well, not even lighten the mood. The mood is lightened. We've been making fun of liblards all day. Alright, so, what's it called?
Aren't you
what's her name? No, I'm an independent.
Aren't you an independent?
Yeah, I'm an independent, so I can make fun of whoever I want. Alright,
so you can make fun of everybody. Okay.
Dude, I put in E. I put in E, and the first thing that pops up is E. Jean Carroll Anderson Cooper. That's how bad it is! That's how bad it is!
Jeez. Another point that you were mentioning earlier, Icy, you were talking about how unfortunate it is that Beto O'Rourke is probably going to gain more points.
I'm gonna pull up the short
after his opening monologue. But, you know, as a conservative-leaning person, I feel that it's not really unfortunate, because can you imagine a debate between Beto and Trump?
That would be hilarious.
Walk all over this poor guy.
Dude,
I would love that, yeah.
I mean,
the only two people that really stand a chance in a debate with Trump, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders.
Although, let's see. All right. I don't even think, though, that 2016 was debating. Like, if you look even at the Republican, if you look at both sides, they were both garbage. At least in the primaries.
Trump just walked all over everyone.
No, yeah, but
you look at
also, did you look at...
won the debates?
But did you look at, like, Trump?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even go off of the questions and beat them in actual debates. He just went on and he was like, hey, Jeb Bush, your face looks bad. you know.
Yeah.
So, like, both sides do it, and it's terrible. Primaries are usually really bad, so I'm hoping tomorrow is better. But yeah, you guys can keep talking. I'm gonna play the Trump's accusers painfully awkward interviews off of the Daily Wire, the little bit where they have her on CNN, for the stream.
Yeah, I don't want
but you guys can
to
talk.
interrupt the clip
No, there
for
was
your
a few
view.
days ago.
Okay.
There was that woman, Jean Carroll,
Yo,
the New York advice.
Gonna pull it up, guys.
Right.
Just watch this.
Right. In an interview
We'll
with CNN,
switch back to the stream, but the stream's trash
Did
this
not
night anyways.
last long, and that's why I don't use the word you just used.
Oh, it looks like the debate's back, actually.
Yeah, it's fine. It's trash. I'll come back in a minute.
Sexual violence
Tell me if
is in every country.
Tell me if, like, abortion comes up or anything else cool's happening, but I'm gonna show this to stream because this is amazing.
And I just feel that so many women are undergoing sexual violence. Mine was short. I got out. I'm happy now. I'm moving on. And I think of all the women who are enduring constant sexual violence. So this one instant, this one, 3 minutes in this little dressing room, I just say it's a fight. That way I'm not the victim.
Okay, we'll hold it there for just a second. She
It doesn't matter what this
says
guy's
she's
saying.
not using the word rape because
He's just giving
she
context.
doesn't want to offend.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished, which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It
carries a
hurt.
sexual
It just-
connotation.
It just, you know.
But I think most people
That you're being
think rape
raped.
as a, I mean, it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Last I checked. Hey,
We're just gonna take a quick break. If you can.
He's like, uh-oh.
dude, it's so great. Tell me that's not comedy gold. Tell me that's not comedy gold.
That is not. Look.
Tell me that's not comedy gold. We'll hop back on the stream now, but tell me that's not comedy gold. That's beautiful.
The problem is you need to take every accusation of rape with, I mean, you have to take it seriously.
Yeah,
the problem is she's
we
just not
can't have
sounding
these
credible
people
here.
throwing
Like,
it
you really-
around.
Yeah. It's probably very tough for
It's
like these women
dangerous.
to come forward, like women that have been actually raped and
And
stuff.
then because there's all these like people like her going up, the people that are actually
And
raped.
saying like
And
rape is
let's say,
sexy and
let's
stuff.
say,
Like don't
let's
do
say,
that.
yeah.
You're delegitimizing the people. I mean,
Let's
I don't
also,
know.
yeah, let's also say, for example, let's just say that Trump actually raped a person. She's gonna come up, she's gonna have what actually happened. She's not gonna have credibility because of all these stupid people that have come on just because they don't like Trump. She's not gonna have credibility if she was actually raped. No, people are losing their credibility over people that just want attention and don't like
There's
Trump.
nothing worse.
And like her book deal, like her book is coming out next week. It's like it's all.
Because I've represented
Her book's like, kill me
17 years in
please, I would
Congress and
rather not
forgotten
read this book.
It's called like,
They've tried to divide
it's like
us
Why
who's
We
white,
Don't
who's
Need
black,
Men or
who's
something
gay,
like
who's
that.
straight, who's a man,
I
who's
like
a
my
woman.
title better.
And they ran away with all the gold because they divided the working class. It's time for us to come together. I don't know how you feel, but I'm ready to play some offense. I come from the middle of industrial America, but these problems are all over our country. There's a tent city in LA. There's homeless people and people around our country who can't afford
But that's not a country problem. That's a California problem.
the teacher in Texas, the nurse in New
Okay.
Hampshire, the waitress in Wisconsin. All of us coming together.
They always mention the waitress in Wisconsin or something like that.
I will only promise you one thing. When I walk into that Oval Office every morning,
I like your title better too.
you will
Yeah.
not be forgotten. Your voice will be heard. Thank you.
What about my voice? I don't feel very included
Our
right
nation
now.
was founded on the principles of service above self. People who fled kings who literally prospered on the backs and the sacrifices of people. Coming here to this country, instead putting in place a government that is of, by, and for the people. But that's not what we have. Instead, we have a government that is of, by, and for the rich and powerful. This must end. As President, our White House will be a beacon of light, providing hope and opportunity, ushering in a new century where every single person will be able to get the health care they need, where we will have clean air to breathe and clean water to drink, where we will have good paying jobs in a new green economy. Join me in ushering in this new century with peace,
prosperity, opportunity, and justice for all. Congresswoman, thank you.
You can just
Well,
tell
you
how
just repeated, man.
that it
You
was.
just repeated.
Oh, here we go, Spanish.
That tonight shows the progress that we have made in this country. Like many of you, I know the promise of America. My grandmother came here when she was 7 years old as an immigrant from Mexico.
Wow, Tulsi just brought me to tears.
One of her
Yep.
grandsons is serving
All
in the
these
United
people
States
bring me to
Congress, and
tears
the only
every
other
time I
running
think
for
about them.
president of the United States. If I'm elected president, I will work hard every single day so that you and your family can get good health care, your child can get a good education, and that you can have good job opportunities, whether you live in a big city or a small town. And
Is that
on
plagiarized?
January 20th, 2021,
Who,
to Donald Trump.
Tulsi? Luke, was it Tulsi that was plagiarized? Type in chat. Is that who you thinking?
Three things to know about me.
Because if
First,
so,
I listen
yes.
to people, and that's how I get things done. That is my focus. I have a track record of passing over 100 bills where I'm the lead Democrat, and that is because I listened
Isn't
and I
their
acted.
board
And
Tulsi?
I think that's
I'm
important
already
in a
guessing.
president. Everything else just melts away.
Yeah, that's true.
Secondly, I'm someone that can win and
I
beat
must say
Donald
though,
Trump.
Jesse, not everybody.
Every place, every race, and every time. I have won in the
Not
brightest
everybody
of districts.
does have.
Ones that Donald Trump won by
Everybody
over
in America
20
has clean
points.
water
I
in
can
there, but
win
not
in
everybody
states like
around the world has
Wisconsin
clean
and
water in
Iowa
there.
and in
I
Michigan.
don't think you're
And finally,
saying
yeah,
that.
I am not the establishment party candidate.
Yeah,
I've
Tulsi
got respect,
was
but I'm not
definitely.
that person.
Tulsi was
I am
plagiarizing.
the one that doesn't have a political machine that
This
doesn't
person
come
has
from
no
money.
chance.
And I don't make all the promises that
Amy
everyone else
Klobuchar?
makes, but I can
No.
promise you this.
No.
I really don't think
with
she does.
integrity. I'm going to have your back, and I'm going to govern for you. Thank you.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh my gosh.
This is a pretty cliche
50 years ago
conclusion.
this month, my family moved into the town I grew up in because after being denied a house because of the color of their skin, it was activists, mostly white activists, that stood up and
Yeah,
fought for
everybody
them.
in America. Yeah, that's what I
best of
thought
who
you
we
meant.
are as Americans.
So I was
Why
gonna say,
would I
wait,
got
hold
out of
up.
law school, I moved into the inner city
But
of
yeah,
New York
yeah.
to fight as a tenant lawyer.
I mean,
for
we need to
other
work for
people's
like
rights.
international.
I've taken
People
on
internationally,
roles
because like kids in
and beat them.
Beijing
I've
have to
taken on
wear
tough fights and we
masks
won.
on their
We
faces
win
because they
those
can't
fights,
breathe, for
not by
example.
showing
But
the
like,
worst of who we are, but
not
by
everybody.
showing the best. Donald Trump
You
wants
know,
us to
we
fight
need to
him
help
on his
internationally,
terms,
not
his
with us.
terms. We will beat him. I will beat him by calling this country
That's
to a
called
sense of
global
common
warming,
purpose
not just
again.
American
This is a
warming.
referendum on him and getting rid of him, but it's also a referendum on
Yeah.
us, who we are and who we must be to each other. It's time we win this election. And the way I'll govern is by showing the best of who we are, because that's what this country needs and deserves. Thank you.
Congressman O'Rourke, 45 seconds.
45 seconds.
Our daughter Molly turned 11 this week. I'm on this stage for her, for children across this country, including some her same age who've been separated from their parents and are sleeping on concrete
All right.
floors under aluminum blankets tonight. If we're going to be there for them, if we're going to confront the challenges that we face, we can't return to the same old approach. We're going to need a new kind of politics, one directed by the urgency of the next generation.
Alright, the dislike ratio has increased
Oh my
from
gosh.
13K to 21K.
I thought it was
Don't
gonna
you
be.
call that being ratioed or something? Is that the technical
Yeah,
term?
yeah, that's what Jesse said.
Yeah.
Oh, when I started laughing though because I thought he was gonna say something stupid because he opened up with "My Molly turned 11 today." And I was like, okay. But okay.
45 seconds for the
Oh, here we go.
final
I haven't heard her talk at all.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be here. Never in a million years did I think I would stand on a stage like this. I was born and raised in Oklahoma. I have 3 older brothers. They all joined the military. I had a dream growing up, and my dream was to be a public school teacher. By the time I graduated from high school, my family didn't have the money for a college application, much less a chance for me to go to college. But I got my chance. It was a $50 a semester commuter college. That was a little slice of government that created some opportunity for a girl, and it opened my life. I am in this fight because I believe that we can make our government, we can make our economy, we can make our country work, not just for those at the top. We can make it work for everyone, and I promise you this, I will fight for you as hard as I fight for my own family.
Touching.
I'd like to thank all of the candidates
tonight, and that will do it for night one of this two-night event. And guess what? We've got 10 more candidates tomorrow night.
We certainly hope you will join us then. But for now, that concludes our coverage of this first Democratic debate from Miami. For Savannah, Jose, Chuck, and Rachel,
Yeah.
I'm Lester Holt.
That's
What do you
true.
think of what did you think of Elizabeth Warren's closing statement?
That was just as basic as the other ones.
Majority. All right. Here's
None of
my
these closing
here's
statements
my
stuck with
response to
All of these statements are basically like they either talk about abortion, guns, global warming, and then immigration and free college. They're like, and then they basically end with, "Let's make this system work for not those at the top, but for all Americans."
Look, here's my response.
I mean, it's all the same.
Yeah, my response to like basically everybody that just made a closing statement combined is like, hey, go home and don't run for presidency, please and thank you, cause they're trash. Also anybody in chat, the stream's gonna be ending soon. You can stick around until it ends though. We're gonna talk for a little bit. And I hope whoever's watching, comes back. I'm going to be doing a stream just like this one tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to be doing it on what I hope to be a better Democratic debate with people that are actually good. They didn't ask about abortion. Alright, yeah, they actually never asked about abortion. I hope they do tomorrow, because I want to slam some people on that, just for funsies. But yeah, so...
Regardless of what your political affiliations are, I think you can acknowledge that whoever wins the Democratic nomination, the battle with Trump is going to be something.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, as long as it's not like people that win are like, for example, somebody like Tulsi Gabbard, who just plagiarizes stuff, Yeah. As long
Ben
as
Shapiro says on Twitter that this debate is making all the Democrats look small. Trump, like him or not, is anything but a small character. That's a problem for them.
Yeah, he's right.
Agree, disagree?
And
I totally agree with that. There's just too many debates, and it's very saturated right now.
Yeah.
But it is going to thin out soon.
I like hearing from Shapiro, though, because he's not like, he doesn't support Trump. He criticizes him over every stupid thing he does, but he doesn't do what the Democrats do, which is criticize him over stuff that he doesn't do. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Nice job. Glad you finally got the stream to work right. Yeah, sorry about that. We know what to do next time, though, so it'll run smoother. Thanks for watching, Jesse. Yeah, so it's just like, I just hope that the Democratic Party doesn't make a fool of themselves. I mean, unfortunately, I don't see them, like, having a chance, honestly. I think they're gonna...
Any of them? You don't see any of them having a chance?
I think maybe Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders have a chance. Well, yeah, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders might have a chance. Those are the only two I see having a potential chance of beating Trump. But the rest of them...
Right now, Joe Biden is an overwhelming favorite against Trump.
Yeah, because Joe Biden, I'm just, like, afraid that Joe Biden, he's gonna get choked up by all the allegations. I think he's gonna get choked up on that. And Trump, they don't have much to go off of with sexual allegations because... Carol just came out and talked about how rape is sexy and how she wasn't raped for very long, so therefore it's a fight and not rape. So, I don't think... Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think there's much chance.
Dave Rubin on Twitter says, Dave Rubin is a libertarian, he's gay, he says, how do you say pandering in Spanish? That's a good tweet. Yeah.
Yeah, one guy that I like, now, I don't know if I really like him. He just is funny when I want to watch somebody to scream at somebody, because, if I want to watch, like, a more left-leaning person scream at somebody, then I watch Piers Morgan, but if I want to watch like a Republican guy scream at somebody than I watch Milo Yiannopoulos. Because he'll, like, go on and he'll just slam people. It's amazing. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be hard for the Democratic Party because Trump has so much support, like him or not. He has so much support currently, and it's gonna be hard for them to push through. Also, I don't know. Do you guys think I should do a commentary on the Republican debates? I feel like I shouldn't because it's probably just gonna be Trump, like, not even, really
Are
going.
there even going to be Republican debates?
I don't think
know.
they're all going to be.
There's only two people. There's two people.
That would be awesome.
Trump
the
and
guy
one
who
other.
is the guy who's running for the Republicans is terrible.
Yeah.
No, they're not even going to have debates.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Bill Weld or somebody.
He's.
Well, the guy doesn't have a chance. I don't even know why he's wasting the money.
Yeah. Probably because he has money to waste. And, I mean, it might just be like, because, it might just be like get his name out there, maybe for later, some strategy, because he can get his name in there, for later on, because right now, nobody's going to run against Trump. I mean, the Republican Party doesn't want to really support too many people, because they have a current president in office, so they don't want to have, like, conflict of interest and stuff. So I think they're going to have him. I think he might just be trying to get his name out there. It might be for strategy for later on, like, because people might be like, oh, I remember that guy from 2020. And maybe if he does well and still loses, then he still got his name out there. Good for him, but it's also risky because if he gets choked up by Trump, which is a very easy thing to do, as we saw in 2016 primaries, like all the candidates, even if they... I think some of them might have been even better than Trump at debating formally, but they got choked up by his aggressive style of debating. I wouldn't call it debating personally, but I think he was very aggressive in debates, and that choked a lot of candidates up and kind of messed them up to the point where it just made them look bad, and then they were voted out. Or weren't voted out, but they ran out of money very quickly because of no endorsement. So.
I think now's a good spot to end the live stream.
Yeah, definitely. Closing statements.
Icy?
Icy? Okay. At the end of the day, what are our true colors?
Red.
What are our true letters?
You.
Wait, I meant red, and then you say white, and then you say blue, but okay.
It's not about an R, it's not about a D, it's not about red, it's not about blue, it's not about polarization. At the end of the day, it's about red, white, and blue.
Yes.
So the fact that we're able to, react in a free country to this debate, and, that people are allowed to have different opinions than us is a good thing, and it's not available in many countries across the world. So, let's be grateful for that. The Democrats may not have the greatest of ideas, but by God, it's a free country.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Arrow?
I like it. Well,
Or I vape liberals.
The problem is, everyone's going to watch these debates and stuff, but a good 80% of these debates aren't gonna matter because these candidates are, they're just lightweights, frankly.
Bad, yeah.
And they're not gonna last. I think the main candidates, we've gone over who actually, has a chance to at least come to the final debates. In the end, though, Trump's gonna win. There's just an oversaturation in the Democratic Party right now. There's no individuality between these people.
I must say, out of everybody winning, like, I want probably a Dem to win, but at the same time, like, when I'm looking at the Dems, Joe Biden's, like, freaking sexually assaulting people. I don't know if it's true or not, because, Trump had a bunch of allegations.
Allegedly.
But it's alleged allegations, but still. And also Joe Biden, I don't know, he's just, but he was Obama's VP. So I don't know. I guess he's
Yeah,
got.
I mean, that's what Joe Biden's running on, basically.
Yeah, that's.
Is that he was,
And that's what Hillary Clinton, I feel like, ran on last year.
Something that
Or
Ben Shapiro
4
said about Joe Biden. Ben Shapiro said Joe Biden's first day running is going to be his best.
Will be his best day, yeah.
Yep. And from that, he's just going to be going downhill. Now, he's still up there as of right now, but I think he's slowly starting to lose traction.
Yep.
You're seeing the media start to turn on him, too, by suggesting that he's like a racist and stuff. By saying he was like able to work with segregationists and stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 But anyway, you know, they're always fun to watch. You know, I get a couple kicks out of them. The debate wasn't that interesting. Kind of bad questions.
It was bad questions.
I'm probably looking forward to tomorrow's debates more because we're going to see more heavy hitters like Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun to see him go at it. Yeah, definitely.
But in the end, you know, best of luck to everyone. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at iVapeLiberals. That's IVAPELIBERLAS.
In all lowercase, am I correct?
Thank you.
Right? All lowercase, right?
Did you change your name?
What? No, this is my second account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Alright, so I just want to close off with what Icy said with you know, free speech, and we definitely shouldn't take that for granted. And we should be grateful for that. But also, I kind of want to close on the fact that it's going to be hard for Democrats. They're going to need to narrow down their people quickly. They need to get a lot of these bad people out. Tulsi, they need her out. Elizabeth Warren, I think they need to kick her out. They need to kick out the majority of these people so that they get support, as much support on the people that have the biggest chance of winning as possible, because they want these people being supported. Because, you know, some people, oh, well, you know, the one candidate I thought was good out of this whole election lost, so I'm not going to vote for anybody. We need to show them that those candidates are bad, or show people that those candidates are bad, and then, or the Democratic Party does, and they need to show them that, for example, Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders are very good, even though they may not be, may not be, whatever, but they need to show those standout candidates that actually have a chance at winning, that they're good and worth voting for. And they need to get that. And I think, and they need to get that across. And then I also think it's going to be hard for them to win against Trump. We just need somebody strong to go in there. We need somebody aggressive. Even, I might say toxic. Because, for example, Hillary Clinton, she only had a chance against Trump because she was aggressive and slightly toxic, if not very toxic. We need somebody to, or the Democratic Party needs someone to go in and be aggressive. There can't be anybody, like, you know, beating around the bush or trying to be smart or actually playing a debate the way it's supposed to go. In my opinion, it needs to be a debate the way Trump is going to play it, and they need to play it smart in the sense of being aggressive with Trump and not giving him any ground, because he'll abuse that ground. And then they're gonna...
If you want to win a debate against Trump, you're going to have to play like Trump.
You have to play dirty. I mean, he went in, if you watch his primaries, his highlights are calling people ugly. Jeb Bush, your face, there's a bunch of content matter right there. Like, you know, that's the type of play style he uses when he's in a debate. Like, so Dems are going to have to adapt and use that sort of style as well. But yeah, I want to close on that. So thanks for watching the stream. We'll have a stream tomorrow with, I believe, Icy, you're going to be doing commentary?
I might, yeah.
Okay, and then Arrow, I think you're planning to do commentary as well, right?
Yeah, there's a probability that I'll show up.
Cool, yeah, so we'll have them on doing commentary tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow's better. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you can also follow me at FishrickYT on Instagram. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I think we're gonna end the stream now. And then if you guys want to talk for a minute after I cut the stream.
Sure.
All right, just give me a second to cut it. All right, see you guys.